Namaskaram. We just have another couple of hours before the first exam, financial reporting, where Manju and Mitra are writing their exams. So this is the most important conversation to clear this exam. So I thought this might be helpful for you guys also. So Mitra and Manju, this is what is happening right now. It's 12 o'clock. At 12 o'clock, the first thing we are doing is transition. Now transition means our preparation is done. We are moving into the examination. Now how do we do that? In the car, as we are going, Bhavna will be taking care of this. We are going through three to four things. One, we have the pre-filled index. So once you have this index, it will be very easy for you to quickly go through the most important topics, so that when you go into the exam, it will feel that everything you have revised very freshly. So this is about the index. Now apart from that, it's important to understand the mistakes which you might make. So for that we have the examiner comments. We'll quickly go through this, so that at least 2-3 mistakes you avoid, you'll save 3 to 5 marks from getting lost. This is the next thing which you are doing. And then depending on the work you have done, all of you would have some favorite chapters or difficult chapters. Now we have decided to go for business combination, CFS and all. So this is handwritten notes. Always take handwritten notes because it is easy to process and remember, so that you don't feel stressed. Never take printed copies, or if it's processed like this, it's fine. Okay, this is what we are going to do until 1:15. Okay, in the car. This is what has to happen. Now next, let's come and focus on what has to happen next. So 1:30. By 1:30 you should be seated in the exam center. Now 1:30 to 1:45 you start box waiting. What will happen is, when you start box waiting, the level of stress and anxiety will significantly come down. Okay, 15 minutes focusing on breathing, because you have to be ready for the exam mindset. Ideally I would say stop preparation at 12 o'clock and get into a state of peace, but it's very hard because you'll get a lot of counter thoughts. Now it's not about preparing for this, but keeping your mind engaged from negative thoughts. It's better to get stressed because of studies, not because of your thoughts. Okay, that is the reason why we are pushing it to 12:30 to 1:45. Okay, this is where you are doing the box breathing technique. Right now, once at 1:45, once you get the question paper. Now question paper, this is the MTP2. So first you will have your case scenario and MCQs. Please don't touch them. So when you get the question paper, don't touch, completely ignore. Don't even have a single look at the MCQs. Completely ignore this. Also, once you're done, then you'll start with the descriptive part. Ignore this also. So you're not looking into MCQs or question number 1, not even a word. Okay, directly go to the end of the paper. Start with question number 6. Now what has to happen? Between 1:45 to 2 o'clock, your objective is to find 2 questions. Out of the 6 questions, remove one first question. Out of these 5 questions, you have to spot 2 questions, which might give you around 8 to 10 marks out of 14. Okay, so you quickly have to scan through the topics. Let's say if you look at it, try to identify the indices, relevant indices, and see if you are able to answer it or not. Roughly with pencil, you can slightly mark, okay, I know it or not. Slight indicator, because you're not supposed to write on the question paper. So at least for your mental reference, you need to know which questions you are going to handle. So go scan through 3 to 4 questions and pick up 2 questions. Okay, once you picked up 2 questions in 10 minutes, the next 5 minutes, start creating an answer structure. Let's say here you have marked it index 10. Now go deep. Okay, within index 10, start thinking. Start thinking about the answer structure. You should have a clear-cut answer structure in your mind before you actually start the answer. Okay, this is what has to happen until 2 o'clock. Ignore MCQs, ignore question number 1, identify 2 questions. Do not process the whole paper, just identify 2 questions. Okay, is this clear? Yeah. And the question paper format looks like this. So that's the reason why before going, if you have a quick look at this type of format of the actual question paper, it will be easy. It's nothing, it's just 2-3 minutes scan. And then this is different because it doesn't have MCQs. So both the papers you are having a quick look. You're already doing it. So these are. Now while answering the paper, 2 to 3 p.m. Okay, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. they're calling it the golden hour. The reason being, you can pass in this hour itself, because when you're approaching it, we are trying to make sure we are focusing on as if it's a batting pitch, irrespective of how bad the pitch is, irrespective of how difficult the question paper is. You're focusing only on 2 questions. So these 2 questions, if you're able to attempt well, the whole scenario changes. So between this 1 hour, you write the paper with maximum attention. Let's say you're writing the paper, you keep the question paper close to the answer sheet. Okay, because you already processed it, now you're looking into this. Keep underlining this and make sure every point is transferred to the answer sheet. Keep it close and use your pen to mark it or point it, so that you don't miss out a single line item. Now this will take some extra attention, take some extra time, that's okay. First 1 hour, don't worry about time, because if you know the question, automatically you'll be able to solve it faster. But put that extra time to make sure you do not make mistakes. The reason why we are putting in extra time is to avoid certain mistakes and make sure everything is being presented on the paper. So if you do this for 60 minutes, you will be able to attempt 30 to 40 marks in the first half, depending on the difficulty of the paper, and you will be able to score 18 to 24 marks. This is a possibility, depending on if you attempt 40 marks. Okay. Now, 3 to 4 p.m. you attempt one more question and solve MCQs. Now, when you are solving MCQs, only focus on that particular scenario. Don't scan everything. Do it case scenario based. Finish one case scenario, move on to the next one. And while you are processing it, let's say you don't know a particular question, at least eliminate one or two options so that you can come back and attempt it. If you know that there is no further information which you can do, attempt something. Don't miss it. People make a mistake of missing out. There is no negative marking. Attempt all the questions. Okay, MCQ scenario based. So by 4 o'clock, you should be in a position to cross 40 plus. If it's an extreme difficult paper, still you should be in a position to cross 30 plus. 30 plus is also fine. Please understand, if it's an unexpected paper, you don't know anything, you pick up only 3 to 4 marks from each bit whenever you can. So 4 marks here, 4 marks there. You know, it takes almost 1.5 hours to get the first 15, 16 marks. Probably the next half an hour with MCQs you are going to level another 16, 18 marks. So even if you're crossing 30 plus by the end of second hour, it's totally fine. Normal paper, you are going to cross 40 plus and you're moving towards 55 or 60. Difficult paper, you're getting 30 plus and you're moving towards 45, 48, 45 to 48. If this is a very extremely difficult paper, SFM paper is going to be a bit comfortable. It is always the case. That's where we get the extra marks. Don't worry about it. It's a whole battle of 5 to 6 papers or 3 papers that's applicable. So do not worry about this particular paper. Okay. So 4 to 5 p.m. is all about score maximization. Okay. Keep this in mind. Expected paper according to the script. Unexpected paper, there is no script for them, for us. So you just grab marks here and there. One important thing, answer all the bits of the same question together. Do not scatter them. If you know 4A, if you know 4C, write 4A, then write 4C, give space for 4B, move on to the next question. And next question, always start on a fresh page. Even if you do 3 lines, don't start here, strike it off, PTO, next page. Okay, this is exactly how you have to write your answer sheet. I hope things are clear, and it's 12 o'clock. It's a good time to start your respective centers. Okay, all the very best, and I wish you all the best officially. These 2 guys are going to clear. We'll share that video also. Thank you.